Old Fashioned Football on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at Underdog Fantasy, promo code OFFSGPN.
Hey, what's up? This is Sam Acho, and you're listening to Old Fashioned Football.
Welcome to Old Fashioned Football. If you're wondering who you listen to, this is JMark. You can find me on the X at JMark Football. And if you're wondering who us is, it's Old Fashioned Football. You're tuning in. You know who it is at Old Fashioned FB on the X. Before I keep going, I got to introduce my co-host on the pod and in life. You can find her on the X at the Mark. How you doing today?
I'm challenged today. It's the Mondayest of Mondays. My sister even texted me earlier, and she's like, "I'm having the Mondayest Monday of Mondays," and I agree. It has been a shit show today, and I can't get Instagram to work. We're not live on Insta.
The gram is letting us down again. We got to figure out why it keeps doing that. We'll figure it out. Sorry to Instagram people,
live
but
last week.
I know we were, but you know what? The Instagram people don't even know they're missing out. So maybe they should be following YouTube. That's all there is to it.
Hey, we get people check in on Insta.
I know they do.
You don't see it over here. I've got this over here.
That's fair. Shout out to the chat, NASCAR Gambling Podcast. Gonna assume it's Cody Zeeb saying, let's go. So happy it's almost NFL season again. We're not talking about if the Patriots can make it to the Super Bowl. We are talking about if the Eagles can make the Super Bowl again. No matter how hard you click go live on Instagram, I don't think it's going to work. I felt the anger in that click over there. I don't know if the mic picked it up, but it was definitely an aggressive click.
It was. So sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. How you doing? Are you okay?
I don't know. I think we should just gloss over that question today. And it's like it's late.
It's late. We moved this one around.
This is the only time that would work. Today was just crazy busy. Crazy.
Because we had this Thursday and then Friday and then Sunday.
Life has been a little chaotic.
And
we have to make adjustments for it.
Life on the acreage. I don't know about you, but when I close my eyes, all I see is mulch.
Mulch.
I
feel like, where your kidneys are, but you have muscles there. That's hurting me today. Just from all the shoveling mulch.
Yeah, it was
4 hours.
It was a lot of mulch shoveling for sure. And both of us on a shovel. I went and got there was a shovel here when we moved here he had stuck in the fire, so it was all melted and bent up somehow. I pounded it flat and got it to work. So we were both on a shovel. Mm-hmm. You filled the wheelbarrow. I filled the tractor or I guess mower trailer.
You can't call your mower a tractor unless it's a tractor.
If it pulls a wagon, it's a tractor. Shout out to Channing out by the fire. What a nice surprise to see the show.
Nice.
I wish we were out by the fire, even though I felt like we were in the fire this weekend. It was quite warm.
It was.
What's the weather there, Channing? It's I got something going on with my throat. I don't know if you can tell. It's
you better not be getting sick again.
No, it's not a sick thing.
I'm not going for round 3 of whatever. I've been fine.
Yeah.
Both times you were sick over the last couple months.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just post dinner need to clear my throat a lot or something. I don't know. Not a sick thing. There was a big trade today. There was a big trade between the Steelers and the Dolphins. We kept hearing that the Dolphins were going to trade Jalen Ramsey. We kept hearing that the Steelers wanted Jonnu Smith. I thought Jalen Ramsey was going to go to the Rams, not because it's part of his last name. I just thought that's what was going to happen. But Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith and a 7th rounder traded from the Dolphins to the Steelers. And the Dolphins got Minkah Fitzpatrick and a 5th rounder. Big thing. The funniest part is Jonnu Smith reunited with Arthur Smith for the 3rd time in the 3rd different place. Mm-hmm. He cannot get enough of his brother from another mother, same last name, no relation, but the Arthur Smith and Jonnu Smith connection is strong. I guess.
Yes.
Now, it is interesting to see them adding a aging cornerback. I'm not going to say Jalen Ramsey is bad, but he is probably past his highest playing days.
Past his prime.
Past
for
his
football.
prime. They added an aging Jonnu Smith, even though, don't get me wrong, he had a great season last year.
Yes.
All to go with the aging Rodgers. I mean, they are they're building backwards. They're going
not
for the
looking for the Super Bowl. They're not building to get to the Super Bowl.
They just want to love football again, as Rodgers said. So yeah, that's just some interesting moves to bring in the old guys. Minka Fitzpatrick, really good safety. So shipping him out's a little bit of a surprise to me, but he was drafted by the Dolphins. Now he's back with them. So that's interesting. But anyways, we're going to be talking NFC Super Bowl odds and asking, can the Eagles make the Super Bowl again, or who might take their place? But I got to ask you, speaking of Eagles, what are we drinking today?
I was just going to say this, like, not speaking of Eagles, but I didn't realize we paired this. It was unintentional, but it is the last day of June. So we did get this one in there just in time for the last Top Shelf June whiskey we're doing.
Yeah.
But we are drinking Eagle Rare.
We are drinking Eagle Rare. We've had this one for a while. And we've been wanting to try it. This is one that we've been to a lot of different restaurants that I saw it on the menu. And I was like, oh, I really want to try that. And, if you like trying new whiskeys, it's a process trying to narrow down, because you can't try them all at a restaurant, especially for what restaurants charge.
An arm and a leg.
Yeah. So you got to narrow it down. And it's like, you know what? Finally made my decision. I'm going to try Eagle Rare. Every time they didn't have it.
I know.
Every time.
It became comical for me, because I knew that's what you were going to pick, because, this place has it.
And you knew they weren't going to have it. Yeah. So you actually tried it before me on a work trip.
I did.
And
at a restaurant that did have it.
That did have it, consequently. And
if you were there, they wouldn't have. So.
That's probably true. You're welcome. You're
Thank
welcome. Before we do talk about the Eagles, just remember you can listen to every podcast episode on this network for free. That's right. It's free. Just by subscribing to the SGPN feed. Get it wherever you get your podcasts. All right. So today, the topic, as we already said, is the Eagles. By the way, easy on the old guy comments. My dad is saying, and they're building a geriatric group. NASCAR, Cody says, gotta load up on veterans to make one run. Make sure you subscribe to the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. Unless you don't like winning money, then don't do it. But if you like winning money, make sure you subscribe. And yeah, Cody's pointing out a good point. TJ Watt, unhappy, one of the best rushers in the league. And now they take on a Jalen Ramsey contract that's quite large. They take on a Jonnu Smith contract. And I don't know if they can afford him. I mean, they could make it really back end loaded so that year 1 and 2 don't hit as hard. But I don't know. Interesting where their priorities are, I guess.
Yeah.
These teams not paying star players is ridiculous. Anyways, the table topic.
Table topic. Really?
Wow. Table topic is something we do at work every Friday when there's a question for the group. It's a team bonding thing. And I don't know why I said table topic. But our table topic between just us and the listeners is that can the Eagles make the Super Bowl again? I mean, obviously they were there last year. They won. They gave a beat down to the Kansas City Chiefs. Can they make it again, I guess, is the question that we're trying to answer. We did Chiefs last week. So,
we did.
Yeah.
So I think the nice thing for the Eagles is they didn't have a ton of turnover. Their offense is pretty much the same. On defense, they did have some turnover, but this is a team that even like through injuries on defense, they really didn't miss a beat because they have so much depth.
Yeah.
They did release defensive backs, James Bradbury and Darius Slay, but they have Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, who
Guys, let's go,
Yes.
Cooper.
I mean, these guys are playing at a high level. They also brought in Adoree Jackson to have a veteran presence in the defensive backfield. That they didn't bring in a ton of veterans like
Like
the Steelers just
yeah.
did, but
Yeah, and they, they were getting rid of some of the veterans, like C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Mhm.
They traded him away to Houston for guard Kenyon Green. They also traded away edge rusher Bryce Huff. They traded him to the Niners. He was not showing up to camp because he was unhappy with his contract, and they said, "Okay, no problem, get out of here." The Eagles actually are pretty good at moving on from guys like that rather
Mhm.
than dragging it out or overpaying. And he never really. He's a good player. He just never really seemed to fit that system, I felt like. And
Yeah.
he's going to succeed. He's back with his old defensive coordinator. He's tended to do better in that system. So I think it's a good move for both, really.
And then the Eagles also they extended tackle Lane Johnson and running back Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, much deserved to Barkley.
Yes, absolutely. And they brought in linebacker Zach Bond.
Yeah.
Bond.
And they focused on linebackers because they brought him in. They also drafted with their first draft pick, Jihad Campbell. They also got safety Andrew Makuba, defensive tackle Ty Robinson, who I know Cody knows. He doesn't know him personally, but Ty Robinson, a Cornhusker, I believe. Cornerback Mac McWilliams and some other role players. So, this is what the Eagles do. They draft defensive players very well. And so their draft, they focus on defensive players.
Yes.
And they seem to hit them year after year. They're very good at scouting defense, apparently.
And with that and their offense, like staying pretty solid, pretty the same. That and compared to, how they played last year. They played so well last year.
They did.
So tell me why wouldn't we be buying into the 2025 Eagles?
Well, I don't know if I can tell you why we shouldn't be buying in, because I am buying in. My prediction is, Cody, plug your ears. The Bills to beat the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Actually, I already put a future down on that because it has a nice payout right now. So I probably jinxed them. Anyways, Cody says that he has met Ty and they've nicknamed him the Vanilla Gorilla. Ironically, that's what Miranda calls me as well. But only in the bedroom.
Oh my God.
And Nick Fortune chiming in saying it's a little late for a podcast, JMark. You're going to be sleepy in the morning. So, yes. And Cody still waiting for that handshake. I don't know. Now, a handshake to whiskey people is a pour of whiskey. So are you waiting for a pour of whiskey or an actual handshake, Nick? We must know. Let's get back to the Eagles while he answers, though. They are the favorites to win the NFC at 3-1, and they're tied for the favorites to win the Super Bowl with the Bills and the Ravens. There's not a lot holding this team back. Obviously, any team can have injuries. So, like, if Jalen Hurts goes down, they might be in trouble. Their backups are Tanner McKee, Kyle McCord, and former Brown Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Not exactly giving a lot of confidence in the backups. And then if Barkley goes down, their backups are Will Shipley and A.J. Dillon, who aren't bad, but they're not Barkley. They're not going to replace Barkley. Just ask the Giants how that went trying to replace Barkley. The biggest thing in the NFC East, and we'll talk about this in our division episode, but repeat winners are not very common in this division.
No,
it seems to flip. But the Giants aren't going to do it.
No.
I don't think the Cowboys will do it. The Commanders looked great last year, but are the Commanders good enough yet to beat the Eagles? I don't think so.
It's Eagles.
So I think they're going to win this division, and so they will be in the playoffs, and we've seen them already do very well in the playoffs. So I guess the answer to your question, yes, they are going to win the NFC Championship. And, what do you think? Do you think they're making the Super Bowl again? I know you were in on the Chiefs to make it.
I know. Well, I can see them going there.
You're a closet Chiefs fan.
I'm not a closet Chiefs fan.
You're a closet Chiefs
I just
fan.
like winning.
I just like winning. That's fair. That's fair.
But I don't know. I think I could see the Eagles. I think I could see them going all the way. I could see them getting there. They definitely have a favorable path.
They do. And then, if you look what they did, to to beat or to be the best, you got to beat the best, right? You saw what they did to the Chiefs. They beat them. They beat them badly.
It was embarrassing.
It was embarrassing. So they already beat the best. I think they'll make it. Cody's saying the Bills are always a good bet to win. They do it a lot. He's using sarcasm, but the Bills do win a lot, just not a lot of Super Bowls. And it's their year more often than the Cowboys. Okay. I know you're a Patriots fan, but slandering the Bills to and comparing them to the Cowboys.
Nobody messes with your Josh Allen.
That's right. I will be reporting this to Adam Pelletier. Good luck on your next assignment.
Ooh, we're getting personal.
We're getting personal. Real quick before we keep going, this is for the fantasy football draft experience, this is the last day. But while we're talking about Circa, do you think you know ball? Then you have to enter Circa's contest with $21 million in guaranteed prizes. There is no rake, so if entries go above the guarantee, all the extra money goes right into the prize pool because Circa is that awesome. Circa Million, you just pick 5 teams against the spread each week or go for the ultimate sweat and Circa Survivor. There's even the Circa Grandissimo, a $100,000 Survivor contest. You must register in person at the Circa Sportsbook in Nevada, which is a great excuse to go to Las Vegas, especially if you win this draft party. If you're watching on YouTube, that's on the screen. Sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Just go to footballcontest.com and use promo code SGP to get $50 off your proxy fees. We're also brought to you by MyBookie. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the MLB, WNBA, golf, and of course, football futures, and of course, CFL action. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Get your Dogecoin ready. And Winnipeg right now is only a 3.5-point favorite. Smash that. I know Calgary has done okay, but Winnipeg is the best team in that league. Just head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right, we are back. All right, we talked about the Eagles. I think they're going to make it. You didn't seem as convinced, but you said
they're definitely winning their division.
They're definitely winning their division. Yeah, yep. Cody's saying the Cowboys are a drastically better team franchise that's actually won something. You sound like a Bears fan living in the past. Living in the past, brother.
Hey, we live in the past a lot.
We do. Let's talk about the other contenders. How about the Lions, who are the next best odds to win the NFC at plus 475, which I'm sure you're excited about because for whatever fucking reason, you tend to root for this team. And I'm like, are you a Bears fan or not? You're like, I want the Lions to do well. I'd be happy if they won the Super Bowl. Those were words from your mouth yesterday. Not yesterday.
It was not year. Yesterday. I was like, what?
Might as well be. That's how much it hurts.
It wasn't me. No, we had no hope. So yeah, when we were looking at who it was between, like going into the playoffs last year, yeah, I did root for the Lions to go a little bit further. But normally when I'm talking
further, you said to win the Super Bowl. That's like saying, well, you're like, well, the Bears are out, so let's just root for the Packers. Why not?
No, I wouldn't say that.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. It's a different rivalry.
No,
it's different. And most of my I don't know what you want to call it because I'm not a Lions fan, but most of it comes from fantasy football.
I suppose that's true.
Most of it comes from that.
You were ahead of a lot of people on the Jahmyr Gibbs better than Bijan Robinson. And fantasy football wise, it seems like that's been the case.
I can call Lions players. I don't know what it is, but I told you Sam Laporta was going to be tight end 1, and he was. His rookie year comes out tight end 1.
Yeah, I don't know where he went last year. But...
I know. We don't need to talk about last year. I'm talking about 2 years ago, and I was right. And yeah, and Jahmyr Gibbs, their offense is powerful. And they've got it. They have it. Their shit together.
They do.
Something that I wish the Bears, as a Bears fan, because that's what I am. I wish we could get it together a little bit more.
We might now because we have their offensive coordinator, their offensive coordinator is our head coach, Ben Johnson. So he might get our shit together. He's screaming at players. I guess he yelled at Cole Kmet for being a 1 yard off of his assignment.
Mhm.
I think that's a good thing. I mean, you want to be coming down on those guys. You want them to be perfect. They get paid a lot of money. They got to be perfect.
Yes.
Anyways,
So the Lions, they did look really good last year.
they did.
They had the best record in the NFC at 15-2.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it.
Nick's
And-
saying that I'm going to be sleeping on the couch if I keep yelling at you. Not yelling, just getting animated. And Cody asking where Bills live. There's several answers to that question. One of the answers would be on a hat.
What?
Where do Bills live? On a hat, the bill of a hat. The other would be on a duck, the bill of a duck.
Can we just continue?
But they live in Buffalo. Continue. Sorry.
So obviously the Lions they didn't get it done in the playoffs. They lost both of their offensive coordinator, or no, both coordinators.
Yeah.
They don't have two of them. They lost their offensive and defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Catching myself. Like, what did I just say? Okay.
I was with you. I was like, yeah, they did.
They
Both
lost
of them.
both of their offensive coordinators.
Both of them.
Both of them. I think the biggest question that I have for the Lions is, can they keep their momentum going under their head coach Dan Campbell, or are those changes to both their offensive and defensive coordinators going to hurt them, stop that momentum in some way? I mean, you have to think that. I mean, that is a change.
I'm hoping that their offense falls flat, because that would mean that Ben Johnson was the cog in that system, and now the Bears would have that cog.
Potentially. I mean, that would be hopeful.
Yeah.
We will have the hope.
Yeah. Now, if Dan Campbell was the coach of any other team, I would like Dan Campbell. Yeah. I can't say I like him because he's the Lions head coach, but I do like he's an interesting dude.
And when you look at like this defense and the offense, their defense has a lot of good players, and on offense they still have Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, David Montgomery. It's not changing.
Yeah. The chat came up with another where do Bills live.
Jesus.
Kathy pointing out in the mailbox.
Oh my God.
I love it. I wouldn't place my money on the Lions making the Super Bowl until they prove that they can. Just seems like that's that Detroit bad luck that they're never going to win one. They got the bad juju. I'm not buying in, but I also know I'm biased. I will admit that. The next best is the Commanders. Who are the Commanders at 9-1? Obviously, their biggest blocker, I would say, is that they're in the same division as the Eagles. Not to mention, can Jaden Daniels, who took the league by storm as a rookie last year, can he avoid the dreaded sophomore slump?
I'm not gonna. You're trying to bait me. I feel it. You're trying to bait me with that comment.
What do you mean?
The sophomore slump.
Yeah.
Because we've argued this before. It's a thing. It's only if like when I pulled all those stats, more often than not, there wasn't a sophomore slump.
That's
so
true.
you only, but when it is, it
happened to
is. I
CJ
guess.
Stroud, though.
Yeah, it did.
Anyways,
I'm not going there. Justin.
Yeah. That was some attitude.
I know. Are there any? I wanted to ask you if there was any dark horse teams that you do like.
Yeah. So the next two are the Packers and the Niners. Not placing any money on them to win the NFC. Sorry, Nick Fortune. And RD, the Packer fan. But I guess my two longer shots. First, it's got to be the Bucks, because I can't get enough of Baker and the boys.
I know.
I really can't. The other's the Rams at 11-1 to win the NFC. That's kind of intriguing to me, because I think this could be Matt Stafford's last ride. And so
it's got to be coming up at some point, right?
Agreed. Yeah. And, I also think Sean McVay is a little on the hot seat. They keep winning games, but not having really any results. So, this might be a little bit of a last hurrah for both. And I think Stafford, he's proven he can get it done. So that's my other one. I don't know.
Stafford has, sorry.
See, now you got it. I gave you the
I don't have it. I don't have it.
Post-dinner need to clear the throat.
No.
This is the look.
I was going to say, Stafford. We were talking about Stafford, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we were.
you distracted
I
me.
guess.
Stafford's played at just a high level for a long time.
Yeah.
So I can see buying into that team. What about the Bears?
What about the Bears? Well, first of all, to your Stafford comment, we were
Mhm.
just talking about Detroit. Like Detroit's offense is so good. I feel like just if they could have a Matt Stafford, oh wait, they did. I'd love to sit here and
Been
say
there, done
that.
that.
Yeah, been there, done that. I'd love to sit here and say to bet the Bears at 19-1 right now. I did last week meet with Arena Football One's MVP, Sam Castronova.
Mhm.
They just won. He's a Bills fan. Sorry, Cody. But we talked about Ben Johnson a little bit in the Bears, and he said the Bears are going to be scoring a lot of points. As biased as I am against the Packers, though, saying that I wouldn't put my money on them, you would think that I would say, oh, yeah, put your money on the Bears. I just think they need another year or two. I think Ben Johnson makes us better. I just don't think it comes all together in his first year there, Caleb's second year in
I'm
the
really
league.
tired of waiting.
I know. I know.
I feel like we wait and then we get a new quarterback.
Yeah.
And then we wait and then just it all goes to shit.
Well, and it's always, and we've repeated the pattern. It's that we have coaches, we get rid of a quarterback, draft a new one. The season doesn't go well, we fire the coaches, and this new rookie quarterback now going into his second year starts over. It happened with Mitch Trubisky. It happened with Justin Fields. It's now happening with Caleb Williams. All of them have gone from, hey, you're a rookie and you need to learn from these guys, to, oh, we fired these guys, learn a new offense. That's a lot of changes. Because you learn a new scheme, you got to learn a new scheme and all that stuff. I don't know. I love some of the moves the Bears have made. I need to see it on the field first before I can say, yeah, I'm buying in. By the way, when we were going to be doing this on Friday night, we're going to have a little barrel strength bets, some first touchdowns in CFL. I'm only bringing that up because this is why it is important to follow our socials, because I tweeted it out. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the graphic that hit Twitter. So, first touchdowns, we like to sprinkle for a game, and 10 of them did not hit. So let's say we minus 10 units, right?
Yeah.
But 2 of them did, one at 10-1, which broke us even, and then the other at 12-1 that put us at 12 units up. Kenny Lawler at 10-1, Justin McInnes Keon Hatcher at 12-1. Yeah, it was good. Now the Argos Red Blacks won. That got a little wrench thrown in it as Mr. Sluka, the rookie safety, returned a fumble 105 yards for a touchdown. So pretty impressive. But anyways, hey, that's our Super Bowl talk for NFC. We're not going to talk about any other teams because you're wasting your money and time thinking about them. It's going to be one of those teams we mentioned. Now I just jinxed all of them.
Jesus, what you've done.
Miranda, before we keep going, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about Underdog Fantasy?
Absolutely. We're brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, and Underdog Best Ball Mania is happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best ball is the best way to play fantasy football. Underdog is also a great place to play Book'em, and Justin will keep giving out some CFL picks on our YouTube shorts, so don't forget to subscribe.
I'm sorry, did you say book 'em?
Did I say what?
Book 'em?
Don't pick 'em. Did I say pick 'em or
You
whatever?
said
Pick 'em. You're interrupting this ad read. In the meantime, go sign up with promo code OFFSGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer of up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's underdogfantasy.com, promo code OFFSGPN.
And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. You've heard us talk about Rhythm before, and they just dropped a game-changing feature called the Power Trends. Just kidding, it's Power Trends. Just giving you your little book 'em, pick 'em thing. These are AI detected pattern where Rhythm's model has consistently won and has a high return on interest. Think like, oh, hey, AJ Alouette runs for over 60 yards 50% of the time against these types of defenses, and it's going to say, hey, it's probably going to win. Power trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. You know, we are going to get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right.
And this is why we don't do Monday night pods.
This is why we don't do Monday night pods. I
Did
didn't
I
mean
really
to,
say book 'em? We're gonna have to go back and listen.
I promise you.
Why
you
the hell
said
would I say
'em.
book 'em?
I was wondering the same. Nick saying you must have had a long day. He tuned in late.
So he did
It's
hear.
been-
So I did fuck up. Okay, great.
It's all good. It's all good. Anyways, and Nick was also mad because I said no 49ers. He said this is why you were not invited to my wife's baby shower, JMark, and Murr was. Oops, spoiler alert. Alrighty then. Miranda, I feel like the Bookham can use a drink. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do that. That's a great way to wrap up this podcast with whiskey.
What are we drinking today?
Did you see this?
I did see that. They can't see it, but we
No.
can put it up there now.
Sure. This sums up my day. Oh man,
I
you got
gotcha.
it. Whiskey
Oh, there we go.
is the glue holding this shit show together. Thank you, Aunt Jill. So go ahead, put our lovely Eagle Rare bottle photo up. Not our photo, but
Well,
the photo.
our graphics guy threw this together, so it's technically kind of our photo.
Okay, kind
You know,
of.
kind of.
Did you even have a drink of the old fashioned? How are you going to know how to rate it?
I have had a drink, but I'll have another one. Do not fear.
Okay.
Before we start drinking,
Mhm.
and before you tell everybody a little bit about Eagle Rare, bottle. What are you rating the bottle?
We're going
at?
right into
Let's
the
go
bottle
right
rating?
into the bottle.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's hard for me not to like the Eagle, not because I like the Philadelphia Eagles, but
there's really
Murica
not a ton special though about the actual bottle. It's as far as bottles go, it's a plain bottle.
with
There
Murica.
is no well, I don't even know what you call
Pop.
it. Raised glass, anything on it.
Yeah.
Like
There's no pop.
there's
to
no
it.
pop to it. I
will
don't
agree
think
with
it
that.
has to though. Just like
Right.
we talked about the the Weller products and Blanton's is its own thing, but Weller didn't have to have a special bottle for their products
Right.
because the name does it.
Right. So what are you rating it?
2.
A 2. Woo.
A 2
She's a
for the
tough
bottle, just for
judge.
the bottle. I am a tough judge on bottles.
3.5 because Murica.
Because America.
Yeah.
And July 4th is coming up. I
That's
guess.
right. I like Eagles.
It's a patriotic whiskey to be drinking on this
There
week.
you go. I'm a little disappointed. I don't
Mhm.
think Sean Stacking the Money Green has this Eagle Rare in his office, and as a huge Eagles fan, he needs to.
Well, it's not the Eagles whiskey.
Don't care. It's close enough.
All right. So
I'm gonna smell. while
you
do this.
smell the Eagle Rare, and much like
Thank you for adding the Eagle Rare because you just went. You smell
well,
the Eagle Rare.
you
Oh,
were mowing earlier. You showered
I
though.
showered.
Anyway, much like the other whiskeys we've talked about this month for Top Shelf June, including Blanton's and Weller, Eagle Rare, it's made at Buffalo Trace. And I'm going to say this for the last time this month. We highly encourage you to go check out the Buffalo Trace review back on episode 179 that we did.
Yeah.
For the full distillery background. I don't want to repeat all that background every week since we happen to just, I don't know how that worked out that we picked all Buffalo
Trace makes a lot of high end stuff.
They sell whiskey at a higher price. They make a lot of higher price whiskeys.
That's fair. That's
Okay.
fair. Yep.
Okay.
Good point.
But anyway, that was back on episode 179 if you want to get into the background and history on Buffalo Trace. We are drinking the standard Eagle Rare, which is aged 10 years. They also have a 12-year Eagle Rare, a double Eagle Very Rare, which is a 20-year-old bourbon and comes in an awesome crystal decanter. Now that would get a 5-star. Okay.
I want it. It's so cool.
The plain Jane bottle, like it's not. It's like a bottle of wine.
I know. I looked up that crystal decanter.
Mhm.
Like I just looked at eBay. Like, can you buy empty ones? You can for $300.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Not happening. They also have an Eagle Rare 17-year and a 25-year which also comes in a phenomenal looking decanter bottle.
Could not find that one, but
You couldn't find it to buy.
No.
Nobody's selling it.
probably not. No, because I believe it comes in
mhm.
like this box set thing and everything. But yeah,
Yeah. And they do have a little write up on the bottle that we wanted to share. It says,
it says
Well-
America.
America. No. Done. It says life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, the cornerstones of the birth of a nation, epitomized by the American bald eagle.
Told you, America.
That nation has come to represent the freedom, spirit, and independence of the individual, giving the world products and innovations that are uniquely its own. Holy crap.
Okay, it's Monday.
One such innovation was Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Early settlers created bourbon, the true American spirit, in the late 1700s. And it also goes on to say few other whiskeys can offer even a glimpse of the great whiskey making of the great whiskey making found in Eagle Rare.
Yeah. Well, we'll be the judge of that, literally, because we're going to do our profile
We're gonna
review.
review it.
But you said the epitomized by the American bald eagle, and it reminds me that one time I was in a truck with your dad. We were heading from the cabin to our house with a load of wood, and we saw an eagle in the field, and I was like, "Oh, bald eagle, cool!" And he said to me, he dropped this little wisdom to me. He said,
Oh, geez.
"You know what the difference between a bald eagle and a vulture is? Image. That's it." And perception. He said perception. That's it. So, anyways, in the spirit of that, vulture, also known as a turkey buzzard, I think we need to do a blind tasting of Eagle Rare and Buzzard's Roost. Now, we'll know which is which, but I think, anyways, we'll know. But it would be fun to kind of do a little blind tasting on a short and see which one we like better. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd be good with that.
All right.
So
This is funny.
I know.
Perception. All right. Good point. They both eat dead animals. I can't argue with you there, Mike.
What did you get on the nose?
I forgot already. No, it's
sweet.
It is sweet.
Doesn't
First,
it
it's a little
smell sweet?
alcohol-y smell, and then sweet. No, you're not getting that. You're just
bourbon
getting sweet. Okay. I
it
mean,
smells super sweet.
Yeah, it smells good, but it's not like, oh my God, that's so
But
good.
it's
to me.
like a really good caramel.
Yeah.
Like a good caramel. There's some corn in there, a little bit of oak. Like you can tell you're smelling a bourbon, but it smells sweet. Like to me, this is compared to the other ones we have done this month, this is sweet.
My nose is broken, I think.
Well,
I'm smelling a hint of Jack Daniels, and I know that ain't right.
God,
I know.
no.
My nose is broke.
Jack Daniels?
Yeah, oak and sweet. That's what
No.
What do you give it on the nose for a score? 1 through 5, in case you've not watched before. We score
It's
1
very pleasant on the nose.
You're very pleasant on the nose. It's just, for me, it's not like popping at me.
Well, because I think you're used to
I did just
you're
mow
used
a lot, and
we've been outside a lot, allergies, all this stuff. But I think you're used to. We do so many like craft or specialty,
and have something
like
unique
or
about the
cask
smell.
finished. When you drink a lot of cask finished bourbon or rye, you're looking for that like something extra to pop out at you, and it does pop out at you. This is just bourbon. It's just bourbon.
That's true. I'm giving it a 3. It's right in the middle for me. It's not terrible. It's not the best thing in the world I've smelled.
But it's very pleasant.
But did you catch me?
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to catch me. It is pleasant.
It's pleasant. I would give it a 4.
All right. Grading on a curve. What'd you think of the cocktail?
Sweet. And I thought,
dude,
I don't.
What's mine say? Sweet.
Sweet. What's mine say?
Dude, what's mine say?
No, we're not doing this.
Sorry. What you said, sweet. Just made me think of
No, when I first tried this, I was like, oh my God. But then when I smelled this, I was like, okay, this must have a little bit of a sweeter taste as well. And I didn't remember Eagle Rare being a sweeter bourbon,
that.
but the old fashioned, because you made it as per the
Same as I
use,
always
right?
do. Yep.
I thought it tasted sweet. And there's no cherry or anything. This
No.
is
We're about out of dried oranges. What do you rate it in the cocktail?
it's good.
That's not a rating.
I don't think you should drink Eagle Rare in a cocktail.
No, I agree.
But I think that it stood out. It
Yeah.
stands out. That doesn't taste like a normal plain Jane old fashioned that you'd make with, I don't know.
I mean, it's a good old fashioned for sure.
It's a good old fashioned.
Mm.
There's no orange in this.
No.
But did you
just
put orange bitters?
Of course,
okay.
yeah.
I was like, you like
Tree and a half.
half-assed this old fashioned here.
3.5.
But you
from
put
me.
Eagle Rare in it.
Yeah, I would put orange bitters in our
I
old
would do
fashions.
4 again.
4.
Mm-hmm. It's a good old fashioned. That's
All
a
right.
good old fashioned.
Last, we have the notes of the finish or the taste. I mean, so let's do a little. See, I got that alcohol smell again.
I'm not getting that at all. Oh, this is sweet. Hey, you have to wait. Sorry. Sorry.
The dog is telling us she's done.
It's just
Or
licked up
maybe-
my arm and
Or
my elbow.
maybe she wants a little whiskey. You want a little whiskey, Aspen?
No.
Anyways, well, now she's not looking up, and I have whiskey on my fingers. What do you give a rating on a taste? Or what do you taste? Let's go over that.
Caramel
first.
is heavy on the caramel.
It is a lot of caramel.
A
little bit of oak.
A little bit on the
Spice.
finish.
Yeah,
There's some
spice.
spice to this.
Yeah.
There is. It's
Got a little heat.
brings a little spice that you would expect in a rye.
Yeah, yeah,
That's probably from being aged 10 years.
yeah.
Anything else? You can't just let it be dead silent while I'm drinking.
Sorry, this is admiring your drink. That's about all I get. The caramel,
Mhm.
the oak, and then spice.
It's an easy drink.
Got some heat. Yeah, it's got heat.
I will
though,
say it drinks even easier the more you have.
but you know this from your work trip, right?
I do.
Yeah. How much Eagle Rares did you guys have?
Enough.
Enough. You weren't paying though, so it's okay.
No.
I mean,
Eagle Rare is good when you're talking business.
there you go.
So
Eagle Rare, the perfect business talk whiskey. Yeah. No, it is good. It tastes good.
mhm.
There's again, yeah, you say we're used to drinking a lot of craft and finished stuff where a lot of different complex flavors jump out. This
Or
is not
different.
complex.
I also want to throw something else out there because I think we default to, oh, well, it's not like a craft or it's not cask finished. Regions are a huge thing for me with whiskey.
Right.
And I am not, my go-to is not
Your
Kentucky and
yeah.
Tennessee whiskeys.
Well, what
I like regions more out west.
right. Well, what I was going to say is that yeah, you pointed out that you're not going to get that, but that's kind of the point of our grading though, because a lot of people have had Eagle Rare. Not a lot of people have probably had Savage and Cook Bloody Butcher, and we just Easy, the Lions fan. Sorry, Easy that I put the Lions down. Just mentioned how he tried Bloody Butcher after we recommended it, and he really liked it. It is a lot different, and that's kind of the point of our grading, is to show that you don't have to spend money for a Weller 12 to get the best whiskey or whatever, So
I would give it a 3.
yeah, I was thinking right down the middle. I mean, it's good. It's not bad by any means.
No.
But it's not complex either. And as a whiskey snob, which I do believe that I am now, I'm not going to call you a snob. You can call yourself a snob if you want. But as a whiskey snob, you want something complex.
You want something that, like, as you're sipping it, it's like, ooh, this is like, I just picked up on this now. Or like, you want to keep drinking it. You want to, like, I like to drink my whiskey neat. So I like to have a lot of complexity.
Are you going to break out into a Hoser song right now?
No.
Is it Hoser?
Hoser? I guess I wouldn't.
You
call it
hoser. Channing's like, what hosers? Um, the movie Strange Brew. They say hoser a lot in that.
Oh, I'm just done. I can't even think about it.
Channing, I'm curious if you're still with us. Do people in Canada do they call each other hosers a lot? I'm just curious.
Oh boy.
Sorry. Hosier, like your
Hosier,
whiskey
thank you.
neat. That's where that came from. No, it's a good whiskey. I think everybody, if you're a whiskey collector, obviously, or you like trying new whiskey, you got to get a bottle of this, have it at your bar. It's a good one to have there.
I remember what I was going to say.
Oh,
sorry.
What
I'll
were
let
you
you
gonna say?
finish. But you like threw me with this whole thing. I was like, I was about to say something.
Oh, sorry.
And I have no idea what it was.
I'm losing train of thoughts too here. So,
no, we did this whole like, I wanted to do like it was supposed to be Top Shelf May when it became Top Shelf June. But the Top Shelf is like the deceiving, like these are not like, oh, these are our top shelf whiskeys. These are top shelf whiskeys when you go and you are looking at whiskey.
Yeah.
They're on the top shelf. They are more expensive.
Right.
And I wanted to do this like review of all these because back in our early whiskey days, we were like, oh, to get a bottle of Eagle Rare would be so awesome. Or a bottle of Blanton's was like the gold of whiskey. And it's not. Like after trying, like you can spend $40, $50, $60 and get a better bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
If you know where to look.
So far, now I haven't tallied this on our scores, which you can find. It's pinned in our Twitter, but so far none of these have beaten Keeper's Heart PX Sherry for our scoring. Just throwing that out there. By the way, Keeper's Heart, coming out with a rum finished.
Ooh.
We got to get our hands on a bottle of that.
Is it their bourbon or their Irish American?
I don't remember. I'll have to look. I think it's their bourbon though. But either way, we got to get our hands on that.
They're just coming out with they got their hands on a lot of different casks.
They did.
And they are creating a lot of different blends
and I haven't had one yet where I'm like, no, that one doesn't do it for me. Like they're all so good.
They are.
We tried, what's the one we tried up there we didn't buy?
Angelica. Wasn't it the Angelica?
That might have been it. Is it that or Amaro?
Oh no, it's Amaro. There is an Angelica one though too.
Okay.
And we don't have that.
The Amaro one, it was like this would be really good in a cocktail.
I thought the same thing because it was so Amaro heavy and forward.
It overpowered their whiskey a little bit. And he did say that it was too much almost.
Yeah.
But that one it's like, well, that one I would love to put in a Manhattan. It would be great in a Manhattan, I feel like. But I mean, I'm not saying that in a bad way towards it though. Like, I don't know. Anyways, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No, we haven't. We don't have our next whiskey picked out, but it'll be a new one.
It will be a new one.
It'll be a new one.
Yeah, we have some new ones to try. Our schedule over the next couple weeks here
is going to be dicey.
It's going to be dicey. Follow our socials. Yes. We'll try to keep you updated as best we can.
We're going to try to get a Wednesday out this week.
Okay. Yeah.
The following week, I can't make promises because I will be on work travel.
It's our division previews because football's like 10 Sundays away, I think. It's our division previews. Yeah. And we're going to have some guests to talk about the division. You saw Cody Zeeb of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. He's going to come on and talk a little AFC, almost said NFC, AFC East.
I want no part of that.
Yeah. To talk about those Patriots of his and why you should be looking towards those Patriots for fantasy football, for betting, all that kind of stuff. Just kind of breaking out of the divisions, team changes, things to watch for, things like that. We'll get a good schedule put together eventually. Our life is a little chaotic.
Yes.
But yeah, you got work travel next week. I don't know if we'll figure out what we're going to do there.
I'm gone all week, so I don't know how we're going to make that work.
I might just have to bring in a guest or something. I don't know.
I'm not traveling with the mic. I've already got to lug my computer in.
I know you hate to miss out on the guests, but we might have to. We'll figure it out. Yeah, not worried about it. Go Patriots. Cody Zeeb says, if you don't have anything else to add, don't forget to drink and gamble responsibly. We don't say that enough, but just have fun, but not too much fun. Be responsible, people. We're
Dad.
Right. That's the Justin Dad advice. We're still working on a new sign on, but fuck it. I like our old sign on. I know we're not talking auction fantasy football, but it still is awesome. My old fashioned, or ours, because we're sharing
We
it.
shared it.
It's
'cause you
almost
don't make two with Eagle
not
Rare,
with
even
Eagle
though it
Rare.
tasted good in it.
It did. The bottle, I mean, the likelihood of us replacing the bottle anytime soon is limited. So that's why we just the one. Anyways, our old fashioned is almost gone. Going once, going twice.
Sold.